All right, now I'm pretty excited about this course because not only is this something that's really fun for me doing this, the actual site flipping, but showing other people how to do it is really cool because this is something that really is easy. It's not a scam type of thing. There's a lot of gimmick stuff out there where people say, hey, push this button and make $1 million. None of that stuff works. But site flipping is something that really does. And if you're kind of like got the mentality that you like, geeky, techie kind of stuff, I know me personally, the reason site flipping was so attractive to me is because it allowed me to do exactly what I love doing. And that is from the technical side of it, doing all the research and picking cool stuff, putting it all together, building a site, and then bam, it's done. And I don't want to do anything after that. I don't want to try to send a whole bunch of traffic to the site necessarily. Right? I like setting the site up. I like that part of it. But, really, it doesn't matter if that's not your favorite thing to do because it is so easy to actually do it, especially with what I'm going to be talking to you about. It's kind of a little bit of a different twist on what most people do out there. Most people for site flipping, I'll get into all the details here in just a little bit, but most people start from scratch or they use very lame generic templates, and that's just not cool. It just doesn't work. We're going to talk about how I earned $1,200 in 2 days flipping websites, and now why I do this full time, as in this is my baby. Okay, love doing this. So let's talk about exactly what site flipping is. In a nutshell, it is where you go out and either you buy an existing website or you set up your own website, and then you want to sell that site for profit. So your goal is get the site and then sell it to somebody else and make some money. The way that you do that is by improving on the site. You have to give it more value. You have to make it worth something. An idea isn't worth much, okay? But something tangible, something that's ready to go, that's worth something. What we're going to be talking about doing here is literally taking an idea, taking a niche, finding a hot niche, and then getting a product for that niche and setting up a website that literally is turnkey. In other words, somebody can come along, they can buy your site. All they have to do is maybe update, the PayPal link code, that kind of stuff. And they are going to actually have a business already set up and ready to go. If they send traffic to it, bam, that's it, makes money. Okay, really, and believe it or not, this is pretty simple to do. And the reason that it's so cool is because a lot of people, there's a lot of newbies out there. And there's also a lot of people that maybe they're not newbies, but they don't want to, mess around with all the technical stuff. And what they end up usually doing is outsourcing it. They end up outsourcing somebody to set up their website. They outsource somebody to create content for them. They outsource somebody to, connect all the dots and make it where it actually works and does something. And then they send traffic to it. Well, what you're doing is you're saying, hey, I'm just going to do all that for you. For one price, you just pay. This is already done. You don't have to wait and screw around with waiting for people to contact you and telling them how to do this and that and waiting. You gotta. That's one thing about outsourcing. You got to coordinate everything with everybody, right? Because you got a guy doing graphics, you got a guy writing content, you got a guy doing the web programming and all that kind of stuff. Forget it. You're providing something that is ready to go, turnkey. They buy it. Like I said, all they do is update their payment information on the site, and bam, done deal. And a lot of people are willing to not only pay what they would pay for outsourcing, but they're willing to pay more, a premium, because it's already done. That cuts out all of their management that they've got to fool with. So it's already set and ready to go. Now, we're going to be focusing on Flippa. There are other sites that you can use if you want to, but the reason that we're focusing on Flippa is because it is a huge site. Okay, but basically it is an auction-based resource for buying and selling websites. So let's say you are looking for a website that's already, up and running. You want a domain name, you want some content there, that kind of thing. You go to Flippa, you do a little poking around, and you find something, and you can bid on it. They also have buy it now options there. So sometimes people can list with a buy it now price, and you just buy it. And as a site creator, which is what we're going to approach this from, you go there and you list your website in an auction environment, and people are going to bid on it. And I'm going to show you at the end of this training, I'm going to show you some killer tricks to get tons of rabid buyers bidding on your auctions on your websites. Okay. In our next video, we are going to take a look at the business model overview. I want you to have kind of a heads up as far as what we're going to be dealing with and what the different videos are going to be about. So I'm going to give you kind of a brief description, and then we will jump right in. Fortunately, what we're going to be doing actually can be laid out, in a step-by-step kind of process, and it's something that really one person can do fairly quickly. As a matter of fact, I would say probably the first time you do this, it'll take you a weekend. Okay, so if you're working or whatever, you got a regular job, you don't have to spend a whole bunch of time on it. You can do one of these in a weekend your first time. Honestly, if I'm really looking to move quickly on something, I can do it in like 2 evenings. Okay, and for the most part, a lot of that, granted, it's because I've been doing this a lot. I've been doing it a long time, and I really know what I'm doing, and I'm proficient in all of the programs that I have to use. But, you can get there fairly quickly. So let's go ahead and take a look at an overview of what is involved. I want you to know, beforehand, like it's good to have like a bird's eye view, right? So you can tell this is everything that is going to be involved, and what puzzles fit where, so you can kind of see the big picture. First off, we want to find a hot niche. So we've got some research that we're going to be doing. I'm going to show you tools that you can use, places that you can go where you can find out what people are looking for, because this is probably the single most important thing that you do. Okay, and really in any internet marketing type business, but in this especially, is you've got to find what people want. Let me tell you a quick story. If you go out and find something that you think is really cool, but nobody else is interested in it, One of probably the most popular questions that I ever get is about finding hot niches. And fortunately, it's actually a very simple thing to do. You've just got to go out there and see what kind of content is there and find out what people are searching for. And it's actually very easy to do. There's lots of tools available for you. When you find a hot niche, then that's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So that's why devoting a little bit of time to this, initially is such an important thing. It doesn't take any more work to create a website based around a hot niche than it does to create a website based around a dead niche that nobody's interested in. So you might as well do a little bit of research and do it right the first time so you maximize the value of your site and how much you're going to be able to make off of it. Now, first thing we'll take a look at is about.com. One thing that you can do there that's pretty cool is use the sitemap just to see what kinds of things are being written about at about.com. So let's go ahead and hop over to our browser and we'll take a look. Okay, so here we are at about.com. And you can see kind of nice here, actually. They got their topics that you can check out. So tons of different categories. If they've got a category here, it's hot. I mean, that's the way it is, right? Let's go to G. Golf, gourmet food, guitar. Okay, I happen to know all of these niches, graphics software, graphics design. All of these are hot niches. Health, losing weight, relationships. I don't know if that would be under here. No, I don't see that. But you get the idea. Anything that's in here, it's hot. What you can do, though, scroll down to the bottom and click on Sitemap. What you get here, I mean, this is so cool. Look at this. Tons and tons and tons of niches. Okay, so what's really nice is, if you don't know of anything you'd want to get into, you can't think of anything off the top of your head, just come here. I mean, bam, that's it. Weight loss pages. That's where the weight loss stuff is at. And look at that. All this content that they've got here. Why do you think they have all this content? Because it's a totally hot niche. That's why. Tennis. Tennis pages. Hot niche. Okay, look at the pages and pages and pages of content here. So, and that's what you're going to find with any of these. They don't make a category for stuff that they're not going to put a whole bunch of content in there about. Okay, camping. Check this out. Bam, it's going to go on and on and on. This is bigger than the tennis list. Look at this. I'm not even a third of the way through. All these articles. If That is a huge niche. So these are tons of ideas for you. Okay, just if you don't have any hobbies and you really don't care what you do, just start at the top of the list and work your way down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just go for it. Okay, so that is about.com, and we can use that to get some niche ideas. Let's head back to the presentation and look at some other options. We can also check out alexa.com and look at their top 500 sites. Why would we want to go to Alexa? What is Alexa? Maybe you don't know. Alexa is a site that basically does research on other websites and ranks them. So how popular the site is. So if you look at a top 500, those are sites that like everybody's going to, right? So if you look at the top 500 sites, you're going to get some niche ideas, some things that people are totally interested in. Let's take a look. Here is alexa.com. And again, it's pretty neat what they do. Like if I type in YouTube and I click search, what you're going to get is a whole bunch of stats on YouTube. Their traffic rank, number 3. I mean, out of all the websites in the world, YouTube gets the third greatest amount of traffic. Imagine that. How many sites are linking in? 709,000. It's phenomenal, right? Okay, so here we go down to top sites. And let's click on more. And this is the top 500 sites on the entire internet. Google, Facebook, YouTube. We know these, right? Yahoo. These are search engines. Let's keep going. Twitter, social networking there. Amazon, right? LinkedIn, WordPress. These are all, internet marketing related so far. Microsoft, eBay. eBay is like the, I don't care about what they say about Google. eBay is the biggest search engine. Flickr. And, basically what you do is you just go through all of these and look for products. A lot of this stuff is going to, or niches, I should say, a lot of this is going to be social media type stuff. A lot of it is going to be technology-based businesses, things like that. So you do have to kind of wade through it. But this allows you to see, what is it people are interested in? What are they looking for? All right, let's head back to our slideshow. And this next one is, I tell you what, one of my favorites, Amazon. Amazon is literally a stockpile of hot niches. All you got to do is go there and you will find something to get involved in. Even if when I go there, I get like information overload. I get like ideas coming into my mind that I have to totally control myself because so much stuff there. Let's check it out. Now, here we have Amazon, and seriously, I use this for all kinds of research. If I'm going to maybe create a product or I want to get into a niche for flipping, whatever it is, Amazon is the go-to website for finding out what people are into. If we go over to books, believe me, all this stuff here, you can get distracted. Go over to books and click books. And we've got here more spring new releases, so you can find out, what's coming out, what's new. Over here on the left, this right here, this is worth its weight in gold. I kid you not. New York Times bestseller, best books of 2010, award winners, all these different categories. Again, if they've got a category here, it's a hot niche to be in. All of these, you can just check them out. They've got some stuff on, you can check out the Kindle bestsellers, best-selling books, new releases in books. Let's check out hot new releases in books, okay? And what you will have here, of course, a lot of these are novels, but just scroll through here and find out what is it that people are interested in. Baseball. Weight loss is always something. There will always be a weight loss, new weight, some kind of diet, something released. That's because that is like big time popular deal. Again, lots of novels. Here is a slow cooker revolution, right? Just go through this list, get some killer ideas. And what I love about it, look at it says, hot new releases, right? What I love about it is this is going to constantly be updating. If you go and set up a site based on a niche and get everything running and list it, by the time you're done with it, come back here and there'll be new stuff. Something else that you can start on. Okay, but again, just go to books and look at these categories. Outdoors and nature. And a lot of times you'll get categories and then you'll get subcategories. Look over here. Now we're doing bird watching, conservation, hunting, nature writing, all these different things. So you can get very, very specific and laser targeted if you want. Okay, excellent tool. Amazon.com. Use it, folks. Let's take a look at our presentation. We'll look at the next option. I mentioned earlier that eBay is really the biggest search engine on the internet. That's because it does more searches than Google does. Somebody comes on eBay and they do a bazillion searches. Plus, there's other websites that are working with the eBay search engine. all over the internet. People are looking for stuff. It's just phenomenal. So what eBay came up with was this thing called the eBay Pulse. And that just lets you know, what are people looking for? It's a place for you to go and find out what people are going to eBay and looking for. Why? Well, so that you can sell it. If you have whatever they're looking for, then sell it. That's kind of primarily what they do it for. But if you can see that people are looking for this, it's a hot niche. It's a hot niche idea. And if you can set up a site that caters to that, then it's a good deal. It's golden. Okay, let's take a look. Now, I will tell you this. I have been doing this using eBay Pulse for, let's say, 2 years at least. And in those 2 years, almost the same things are always in this top 10. Just so you know, these are always wicked hot niches. Okay, always. But you can check on them. You can click, and these are keywords. These are things that people are searching for. So if you want ideas of super hot stuff, it's in there. Now they tell you here, it's a daily snapshot of current trends. So what you will find is on any given day, some of these items here could be replaced. Because if something happens that maybe there's a new movie released, or there's a game that is aired that makes a team real popular or something, on any given day, something could pop in here and push something else down. But for the most part, these guys right here are pretty rock solid. Okay, PlayStation, Xbox, Wii is not on here right now, but I've seen it on here a lot. iPod stuff's been on here. iPhone's been on here ever since they made the iPhone. So, and these Coach handbags, I don't get this, but those handbags are always on there. I kid you not. All right, so these are hot picks. Check them out. Again, good niche ideas. Let's get back to our presentation. Now, as if what we have talked about so far is not enough, because trust me, folks, you will have more ideas than you can shake a stick at just coming up to the eBay Pulse. But I'm going to mention another one. Magazines.com. And the reason that I mentioned this is because you don't have to go there necessarily, okay? It's a great place to go, but it's basically a list of magazines. It's like a directory, so you can sign up and subscribe to these magazines. But the main reason that I want to mention this is because if you see a magazine and it's something that interests you, you know right away, this is my 30-second litmus test, it is a popular niche, because you do not start a magazine company, a publication, without a huge surplus of interested users. Okay, there's a lot of work involved. There's a lot of personnel that has to be put into place. Getting a magazine going is tough. So it's only done in niches that there's a big demand, so that advertisers are going to be excited about using that magazine to advertise. Okay, and that should make a lot of sense to you. If they've got a magazine for it, then it's a hot niche. So, all right, up next, buzz.yahoo.com. Isn't that cool? It's going to show you trendy searches on Yahoo, as in what all of a sudden are people looking for. And that's pretty cool, because you can tell if, there's a direction that things are going, right? You can stay up on the game. Let's check it out. Here we are at buzz.yahoo.com. Buzz, as in what are people checking out? Kobe Bryant. New movie coming out. Hijacked America. Oh, somebody got shot. That's terrible. Refinancing bad credit. Hot niche. Very hot niche. Some politics stuff. John Deere construction vehicles. Hey, maybe that's something getting pretty exciting. So anyhow, we've got 1 through 15 of 41. I'll just check out the next page. and then we will move on. But you can see just what kinds of things people are looking for. And sometimes something might come up here that just catches your eye and gets you excited, and you know that there's going to be a lot of searches on it. And when there's a lot of searches on something, let's say that a trend starts, right? And people are looking for something quite a bit. If you check this out and you stay on top of it and you catch that trend early and you set up a website with the appropriate keywords and content, Google's going to love you. Search engines are going to adore you. Okay, so that is basically it for the hot niche research that we need to do. And again, trust me, with these tools, you will have no shortage whatsoever of hot niches that you can get in. And you can know, if you found something with these tools, you know it's going to be a hot niche. Absolutely. All right, up next, we're going to start with our keyword research. I'm going to go over some tools that you're going to be using and the kinds of things that we're looking for. Our next step is to do some keyword research, and this is for a couple of reasons, actually. We want to find out and verify that, yes, there is competition out there. There are people that are bidding on the keywords that we're targeting. And, that means that they're willing to pay some money, so that means that it's a profitable niche, okay? If there's nobody bidding, if you get into a niche or you get an idea and you go into these tools here and you find out that, hey, nobody's bidding. If you go to Google and you type in the keyword and there's no ads, not a good sign, folks. That means nobody's making money at it. And the chances of you finding, an undiscovered market, not good. So we want to verify that there are, things out there that that there are people out there trying to make money with this, and they're making money. And we also want to kind of assemble a list of keywords that we are going to be targeting when we put articles on our website. Okay? Because really, the better job you do of this, the better the site when you list it to try to auction it off, the more money you're going to make. And people are able to see, they'll go there, and at least people that know what they're doing, they're going to go there to Flippa, and they're going to check out your thing, they're going to check out the site, and they're going to know, okay, they know what they're doing, and this site's going to do well, right? So, very, very important. One of the tools that I find invaluable, Word Tracker, essentially gives you some really good keyword information. Okay, and let's just go ahead and go over and take a look at it. You can sign up and get a free account, and all the information really that you need is available on the free account. We're looking mainly for how many searches per day do these keywords give us. Okay, and here is Word Tracker. You are going to want to sign up actually for the free trial, and that'll give you plenty of time to, you get 7 days to try it out, no charge, and that'll give you plenty of time to get going, with probably, depending on how fast you move, you could get a couple of niche sites going. But what you're going to find out is if this turns into a regular, business opportunity for you, and you decide, yeah, this is something I want to do, you're probably going to want to hold on to your account here at Word Tracker. Let's go ahead and click Start your keyword research. And what you want to do is, first off, you're going to find something, maybe you got a keyword idea, right, from your niche research. So you're going to type that keyword idea, and you can be pretty generic here in the box. You can see I've already got one from before, but I'll show you how this works. You type your keyword in there, click Search, and then what's going to happen is it's going to go out and find other keywords that are related. Okay, and you can kind of go through here and get an idea of what kinds of stuff would make sense, right? What kinds of stuff could be sold. Maybe you're going to do, if you're going to do some kind of product or something on yoga, in this case, yoga beginners. Okay, let's do that. Let's do a search. Yoga beginners or yoga basics, anything like that. Click search there. Okay, so yoga beginners here. Have a few options here. Nothing really that you want to probably fool with, but let's scroll down. Yoga beginners kit. Now what you're getting here is you're getting the number of searches, the number of daily searches on this keyword term. And over here, under competition, we also see the number of links that are in title and anchors. Okay, that means like articles out there that this keyword phrase is in the title and that they're using the anchor text, the text that is clicked and linked, right? They're using that in the backlink. And those are the kinds of things that give credibility to content. So if you're on another site and you create something and you use Yoga Beginners Kit as your text to link back to your website, and on your website there's an article titled Yoga Beginners Kit, then that gives a lot of weight to that article because of that inbound anchor text and the title of your article, the title of your page, I should say. Now what we're having here is we're looking at a good number of searches with a very low number of competition links coming in. So what we're trying to do with our keyword research is we're trying to see, can we compete? Is there, are there keyword terms that we could beat people out in? And what I'm telling you is that you can get, you could get 100 quality inbound links in a month, maybe 2 months, very easily. So for me to look at this right here, Yoga Beginners Kit, it would be very easy, and considering that it gets 542 searches a day, it would be very easy for me to rank quickly for that particular term. Okay, and you can see we've got a very high KEI score, and that's like, it's a special index that's telling you the ratio of searches to inbound links. Okay, but now you got to take this with a grain of salt, because if the keyword phrase is totally worthless, then there's a reason, why there's not a lot of inbound links in competition. In this particular case, though, Yoga Beginners Kit, I think, is actually a pretty good one. So especially if I've got a yoga PLR product that I'm going to do, then that would be totally awesome, right? I set this up. I do a few articles titled Yoga Beginners Kit. I use inbound anchor text. My links have that Yoga's Beginners Kit phrase in them, and going to be pretty easy for me to beat out that 7 links there. Okay, and you can just check out. Now, a lot of these have some pretty low searches, pretty low daily searches, so not going to fool with those. I'm looking for at least, 200-300 a day for a keyword that I want to fool with. I mean, look at this. Yoga for beginners, 100 searches a day, basically, and competition crazy high. Not even going to go for that. Almost 5,000 links in title and anchor text. Almost impossible to beat that out. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do Photoshop, one of my favorite pieces of software. And we would do maybe Photoshop tutorials. Let's do that. Let's say that we're going to get a PLR product that is Photoshop. And as I guesstimated here, 1,258 searches a day for Photoshop tutorials, 25,000 links coming in. Crazy hot niche, but very tough for you to do anything with that. Photoshop Elements online tutorials, a fair amount of searches daily, not any inbound tags, so we could rank for that one pretty easy if we were into the Photoshop Elements thing. Now here's one that's not bad at all. Photoshop tutorials for beginners, 230 searches a day and only 60 links. Okay, that's something I could do. I would definitely want to put that on the list. And maybe even Photoshop CS5 tutorials. That one's kind of borderline. I don't like the daily searches there, but it probably still would get us a fair amount of traffic, and it would look good. So you get the idea there with that. We're looking for keyword ideas. We're going to get, maybe you're going to write like a dozen, maybe 15 articles. So you want at least that many keywords that seem like, yes, it's possible for me to rank for this, for the site to rank for it and make it look good. Now, another tool that I want to mention, I'm not going to demonstrate it, but because it is something that you do have to purchase, and it's not exactly cheap. Micro Niche Finder. I do use this pretty regularly because it kind of simplifies the way the whole process works. In other words, it allows you to type in a keyword. It's going to show you a bunch of other keywords, and it basically gives you a red, yellow, or a green on whether there's a possibility that you're going to be able to rank for that keyword. You know how easy it would be. Another tool that I recommend is a little toolbar for your Firefox browser. Go to tools.seobook.com, and this is a plugin. It's pretty cool. Let me show you what it looks like. It gives you, right here, this little toolbar, and it shows me a lot of information. It shows me the PR for the site. It shows me link domain, the inbound links and stuff like that. For example, let's just do one of these here. Photoshop tutorials for beginners. We'll just do one of these, and I will take the first free. Actually, this one would be better. Let's go back to this one. This has the exact phrase in the title. Okay, and this is going to tell us now the PR for this particular page, right? It's got a PR of 3, which is, fairly decent. It's not like phenomenal or anything like that, but not bad. 18 links coming into this page, so not impossible to beat this out. Pretty easy, actually, if you put forth a little effort. And what we're doing really is, remember, we want to see what is the likelihood that we can put up some content that is going to allow us to rank higher than this site. And really, all you got to do, folks, listen, this is not all about becoming, on page 1. It's not, position number 1. It's not about, can I get to position number 1? It's about how easy could I bump these guys off, 9 and 10. Okay, like let's go down here to position 9. Look at this. PR nothing. PR nothing. So what about me going ahead and doing a little bit of SEO and just getting this guy off? What if I can just beat him out and get myself on that first page, even if I'm at the bottom? I'll tell you what, most people that go, they do a search for Photoshop like this, they're going to go to a lot of these sites. They really are. They're going to go to a lot of those links because they're looking for some good information. Okay? And there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Just explore all of this. It's just a really cool toolbar for you to get. Okay? And what you want to do, I already mentioned this a little bit, what you want to do when you use this tool and you do your research, you want to find out what PR these sites have. PR is PageRank, by the way, just in case you're not into the SEO thing just yet. You will be soon, but if you're not there yet, that's PageRank. That's Google's algorithm for how important or relevant a page is on the internet, for a particular topic especially. So you want to check out what kind of PR that page has, how many backlinks it has. You want to check out the quality of the pages, because quality is very, very, very important. Is it, a bogus, junky page? Does it look terrible? Is it laid out bad? Does it have trashy content? Is it just repeat content kind of stuff? If you want to rank well, what you want to do here is create original content, good quality original content. And it's not so much that you have to do the writing. You might be dealing with a niche that you know nothing about. Fine, who cares? You hire some guy, for $15 to write 15 articles, good quality articles. Find them on Elance or Rent-A-Code or something like that. Using alt tags. What about on the pages, when they have images on the page, are they using alt tags that have keywords? This is a major, what you're trying to do, remember, is how can I beat out these other guys with better SEO? What can I do to make my site more friendly to Google, where Google would like my site better? What keywords are they targeting? You can go back to the external keyword tool for Google, and you can put their page in. Okay, take their actual page, copy it to the clipboard, put it in the external keyword tool, and it's going to tell you what keywords they are targeting. Maybe I should do that, right? Let me show you an example. Actually, I'll mention the last thing, and then we'll go look at a site, and actually I'll show you all of this stuff so we can get kind of an idea of what's going on. What kind of keyword density are they using? Because if they're at position 9, they did something good enough that Google likes them enough to put them on the first page. So we want to kind of mimic, we want to see what they have done and what we can do better. Maybe their keyword density was only 1%. Let's try to bump it up to 2% and see if that's better. What that means is, out of 100 words, if we're going to target 2% keyword density, out of 100 words, we're going to take our targeted keyword and we're going to use it twice. Now, let me give you a little tip here. A lot of times in writing, guys get crazy with the keyword density thing, and they say, okay, I want to do 3.1% keyword density, and Google's going to love me. But what I have found is a lot of times, if you keep that keyword in mind and you write for human beings, and you just use that keyword when appropriate, again, you focus on the keyword, you do want to have it in there, but you don't overkill yourself. You just write for people. Then the search engines do love it, okay? But you want to make sure at the same time that you are using your keyword enough in the article. So let's take a look now at, I'll evaluate some of these sites maybe, and we'll look at what's going on, and you can kind of get an idea what to look for. So here we've got this first one. The keyword phrase, number 1, is not totally, the search phrase that we looked for in this case, not totally in the title, but just parts of it really. PR is pretty high. It looks, I don't know, it looks like a kind of a decent page. The problem is it's more like a directory. It doesn't have a whole lot of actual text content. And look at this. If I hover over the images, I'm not getting anything. No alt tag being used there. If I wanted to see what keywords were being targeted, I'm copying that to the clipboard. Let's do the fastest way I find to get to the external keyword tool is to just search for external keyword tool, because it's a long URL to actually get there. I'm going to paste that site in there, do my little CAPTCHA, and do a search, and Google's going to go to that page. It's going to say, okay, here's the keywords that I see. And look at this. A lot of irrelevant phrases. How to make a web. How to make website templates. If we're doing Photoshop tutorials, this is not a very well targeted page. How to make web template, text effect. Yeah. it probably wouldn't, the content on there, not very good. Not very relevant, I should say. Let's back up. 12 beginner tutorials for getting started with Photoshop. And let's do the same thing with this one. See what it finds with that. Creating a website, a lot of this stuff focused on the creating a website kind of deal. Getting started with digital photography. You know, Google sees a whole lot of stuff on this page, and I'm not sure that it's very relevant. Okay, now they are using the alt image tags on this page, at least sometimes it appears. Yeah. So they are using alt image tags on that one. Don't know how relevant the keyword phrases are. Whoa, hold on a second. Did I just see? Is this the right site? No. It was this one, wasn't it? There it is. Personal sub. Is that cool or what? I'm going to bookmark that. I got to come back to check that out later. Got to get me one of those. Okay. Let's check out. Really, again, we want to focus on these ones on the bottom because these are the ones that we want to try to beat out. And that's the beauty of this, is it's not all about, oh, you know, can I totally blast these guys and get myself into the first slot there. It's not all about that. Now, they're ranking pretty good for some of these more Photoshop tutorial type of keywords. Not so much. Now, see, they're probably, I don't know. It looks like they're targeting a different animal. At least Google's seeing them differently. They got a PR of 4. Now, that's pretty decent. But look at all the content. See the difference here? Look at all the actual content there instead of just pictures. Let's see if they're using alt tags. They're not. When you hover over an image, that just tells you. If you hover over and there is an alt tag, so see, look at that. I mean, we can probably out SEO those guys. Let's go ahead and go up one more. Now, about.com, man, they're hard to beat out. So we're checking PR, we're checking links, we're checking the general appearance of the site. Does it have good content on it? I find actually a lot of the about pages are, it's kind of strange because it's not, you know, the first page that you go to a lot of times is more like a little directory with a ton of ads and links to other articles. It's not so much an actual article. So you have to check that out. Keyword density again. Let's go to this one because it had a lot of content. And let's see. Photoshop tutorials. It's on there. So let's check this out. Photoshop tutorials. There we see it's there once. Yeah, boy, that's it. Let's see something else here. They have it broken up, but I doubt that. Yeah, that's not even. They're just getting that because it's related. Let's go to training. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pretty much 4 or 5, something like that. And it starts to repeat. And in the article itself, just do a little, there's Photoshop there in the title, tips and tricks for beginners. Is that what we're actually? Yeah. Or we're doing tutorials for beginners. Okay. Let's check that out, actually. That whole phrase. Because they're ranking for it. Actually, let's just do beginners. There's one. And just the one. So see, if we actually went in there and we targeted that particular phrase and we put content that used that phrase, they're not even using it a whole lot. Okay, so we can out SEO them pretty easy. We could go out and maybe do a little bit of article marketing and get some links back to our site. Again, the more work we do beforehand, the better the site looks to a buyer, and the more it's going to be worth to them. Now, I don't know about you, but I absolutely love using Microsoft Excel. I keep a lot of information about keywords in here, you can see. So when I'm doing my research, I'm compiling data. So I recommend that you do the same because, sorry, I forgot that's out of the window for you, because this is a way for, and I know, hey, this is a little bit of work, right? But listen, it's you're putting some sweat equity into a business that is going to allow you to make more money. The more work you put into this in the beginning, the more money you're going to make, because the more the site is worth. If you can tell, and you're listing on Flippa, if you can say, hey, I've done this and this and this, I've written articles at directories and they're pointing back here and those links will remain there. I have beat out a lot of the sites as far as keywords that I'm targeting. There's this many articles out there and I wrote this many articles, and this is good quality information. And why? Because these are original articles and they target the keywords specifically. If you can outline for them all the research and the work that you have done and why this site is in a position, to make some money, and hopefully, maybe even you do make some money if you hold on to the site for a little while, then it's awesome, right? That it's going to be worth so much more to them as a buyer. It means you get more money. All right, now, up to this point, it's been pretty straightforward as far as what we should do for research and picking the niche that we want to be in and making sure that it's going to make us some money. This is what normal people do when they're going to flip sites. But in the next video, we're going to do something that is a little bit different, and it involves PLR products.